Well, Lovlina Borgohan has delivered to the expectations that the entire nation had from her. The fourth final that you saw an Indian participate in, and the result was the same as the previous three. Another gold medal for India, and with that, the World Championships end on a high for India because four gold medals is what the tally of medals looks like for India. Lovlina Borgohan fighting in the 75 kg category. Remember, it's a new category for her as well, like it was with Nikhat Zareen as well, who fought in the 50 kg category. A new category for Lovlina, so there were some doubts how she'd be, going about her business in the World Championships, but she has delivered to all these expectations that we had from her. In a split decision, though, she managed to win the final against her Australian compatriot in. Catelyn Parker, who did, to be fair, land the right punches as well and was very, very competitive in all the three rounds. It wasn't an easy win for Lovlina because, going by how the three rounds really panned out, it ultimately was decided on a split decision. The first round was awarded to the Indian, but the second round, the Australian compatriot did make a good comeback of sorts and was down to the round to the final round, wherein we again saw both the opponents being or both the boxers being very, very competitive in the third round as well, and wasn't quite looking an easy win, but Lovlina just after the whistle blew for the conclusion of the final round, looked very confident between two boxers. She was the first one to lift a glove up, lift a hand up, and claim victory, but it did in fact go to split decision towards the end, and with that ended the suspense. And India, though, and much exactly what was expected, let's say, from Lovlina. She delivered on all those expectations. She's now finally gotten her hands on the gold medal, which has eluded her in the past, because in 2018 and in 2019 she had to settle for a bronze medal at the World Championships, but finally a gold medal for her in this competition, and she can proudly call herself a world champion now. And having said that, it's been a good turnaround for her, because things didn't really go well in the Commonwealth Games for her. But prior to that, let's not forget the fact that she did win the bronze medal at the Tokyo Olympics. So a good start to the year for Lovlina. She's finally a world champion, winning by split decision. For all of you joining us right now, India have now made it 4 out of 4 gold medals that they were fighting for. Yesterday we saw Sweetie Bora win the gold medal. Earlier in the day it was Neetu Gangas who won the gold medal. Then over today, where you had two Indians again battle it out in the summit clash, you saw Nikhat Zareen become a world champion for a second consecutive time in a different category though this time around. And just now we saw at in the national capital, Lovlina Borgohain also winning against Catelyn Parker of Australia, who also is a champion in many ways. She's also a two-time Commonwealth Games medalist. So she wasn't the easiest opponent that Lovlina was up against. Strategically speaking, it didn't quite look like Lovlina had her technical aspects or her technical skills in place in the fight, because constantly from the support start you could hear those instructions being passed out to Lovlina, because she wasn't quite able to technically get her things in place, and she was constantly being told to be the aggressor, which she wasn't to begin with. But in the end, towards the conclusion of the three rounds, she was adjudged the winner via a split decision, and that's after she was she was adjudged the winner of the first round. The second round, the Australian compatriot made a comeback. Round 3, the two pugilists gave it their all, but Lovlina, between the two of them, looked the more confident one, and eventually so she was awarded the match as well, and she can proudly call herself a world champion. So what a weekend it's been for Indian boxing, one that we'll all never ever forget. forget perhaps, because you've never seen this sort of this sort of a run, or this sort of this sort of a gold spree of sorts over the last 48 hours. All four matches being won by India, in which they were participating, and one couldn't have asked for a better conclusion to the World Boxing Championships, which were hosted here in the national capital. We hope you liked our coverage, and do stay tuned to Sports Today, because much like yesterday, very soon you're going to be seeing these interviews also on our platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. You're going to be seeing all your world champions talk about what really it means to them, and how exactly they ended up getting themselves to this particular position. Thank you so much for joining us for this particular update.